I'm Chris Thorne, and for the next 7 days, I'll be trading life in the big city with everything it has to offer, leaving my family behind for a week in the unforgiving backcountry of South Texas. Join me and my German Shepherd Bella as we set out to conquer our next great camping adventure. 7 days in the wilderness with absolutely no food. Oh my gosh, guys, it is so good to be back. Before we get started and we set up my base camp, I'm only ever gonna do this once. I'm never doing this again, but for this one particular series, I'm going to shatter immersion so you guys can see exactly how I film my adventures. So this is my base camp setup. This is literally where I have everything. This is where I'm gonna have my microphones, my extra tripods, my power stations. And this is actually gonna be right next to my campsite where I'm gonna be set up because I want as much transparency as humanly possible given the nature of this particular challenge. This 7-day no food adventure is brought to you by Outdoor Element and Fowler's Makery and Mischief. Without them, this series would not be possible. Please support our amazing sponsors by shopping their respective links down in the description of this video. Now, back to the episode. This is going to be my shelter system for the week. I do have inclement weather supposed to be coming in later this week. What? You thought I was going to be uncomfortable? Not a chance. All in all, this is pretty cozy. I like this. This is gonna be comfortable. I wish I would have tried this earlier, but I'm just like I'm a sucker for hammocks, man. I love just being able to boop, 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 set it up. It's like super fast. But this was actually not bad. The only thing that you would have to make a swap on for like speed and being lightweight and ultralight would be the cot. I'm just getting a cot because I'm a wuss. I haven't had to put one of these on in a hot minute. Time to go to the creek. Because since I'm not going to be consuming any food, water is going to be absolutely vital. Like it's mandatory anyway. Like I said, so far I'm not feeling any weird effects. Oh man. Oh, it feels so good to be back here, man. 5 years away was way too long. Way too freaking long, man. Let's see how the aqua mirror does. I'll know if it works real quick. Water tastes good. Get it nice. So right now I'm looking at about a quarter-mile trek with my bottle and my bag. And you may be asking, dude, why are you walking that far? There's only one reason why. Flooding. So here in South Texas, in case you don't know, we don't get a lot of rain. However, I'm over here by a creek, which is not too far, but if it does rain, you get flash flooding. And flash flooding gets dangerous. I would love to be closer down there, because if I was down there, I'd be 10, 15 degrees cooler immediately the whole time. However, on the off chance it does rain, I'm cooked. Because then I wake up in the water. Boom, 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 boom. That was a good little trek back for anyone who watched that first video of where I've been for 5 years. You know, I've been going to the gym. Farmer's carries, absolutely gold when it comes to being able to handle stuff out here. So for anybody who's never seen this before, this is really, really simple. So this is the inlet up top. This is the outlet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take this hose clamp and plug it up right here. You wanna make sure we're not losing water. That's very bad. There we go. You wanna hear that click? Kind of push it down in, make sure it's not going anywhere, and theoretically, make sure things working. Well, there's a chance this is clogged. This filter is literally 5 years old. There's a chance something's gone wrong. That water is actually really good, considering those filters have been sitting there for 5 years. I hope they're actually filtering the water, because that's going to be weird. I've got the keto blood monitoring system. Didn't I stab myself, apparently? Okay. Felt that. Blood. Now we have a countdown timer. Well, that's a good start. So right now it says that I am a 0.8, and between 0.8 is so 0.5 to 0.1 is nutritional ketosis. So that's a good start. So now it's time for the weigh-ins. The only things I'm gonna take off is I'm gonna take off my field knife, take out my Cold Steel Recon 1, and I guess I'll take off my hat. But everything else will stay on. So those 3 items are the things I gotta take off every morning. A point. What I'm seeing is 195 according to this scale. Hopefully the camera can see it. I'll move my feet if that helps a little bit. Also, I want y'all to sound off in the comments too. But I need to go do a campfire, but I'm like hot. It's like when you're hot, your brain doesn't want to. However, I know it's gonna be cold in the morning, so I gotta just suck it up and just get it done. I need to make this fire pit relatively safe. So I'm gonna put a bunch of rocks around it, and I might do like a windscreen and everything, because the last thing I need is something crazy to go down.
Woke up and my wood pile was on fire. I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Oh, it feels good to do that again. So I'm looking, and I think the fire pit in my shelter might be a little too close. I mean, this is a good 5 feet, but with the fact that the conditions are pretty dry, I want to be a little smart. Proceeds to move it 7 inches. So I'd give you this crazy long speech on how I need to go and spend hours collecting firewood, but if you look around my campsite, there is just absolute deadfall everywhere. 5 years of neglect and not coming out here and trimming the trees and knocking deadfall down, and storms and floods and droughts kind of just create this chaos. So hopefully through the 7 days we're gonna be out here, we'll be able to be good stewards, collect some of this stuff up, and kind of get some of this debris out here so it's not just like a tinder box the entire time we're out here. Oh, it feels so good to be making a fire again, even though it is hot out here. Still worth it. Get a small pinch of this. There we go. Something I wanted to share with you guys while I'm out here is in the first video that I posted about like where I've been for the past 5 years. That video will be down in the video description. It's also going to be up here. My wife and I, through church, were going through some marriage classes, and this was the book for the marriage class that we ended up reading. It's called The 4 Laws of Love. It says guarantees success for every married couple. If you want to check out this book, it will be down in the video description. However, while I'm out here, I kind of want to go over some of the big key talking points to kind of give you guys a Cliff Notes education on what helped my marriage. And hopefully somewhere down in the comments, someone watching, this will kind of help you and your spouse kind of just reconnect on a level if you've kind of felt yourselves drifting apart or not really bonding the way you used to when you first were married. Being out here, man, it's just like a whole nother took out the reset I needed, but I know there's gonna be some people, why did you leave? Watch the video and you'll understand why I had to. To kind of give you a breakdown of the 4 laws, over here in the table of contents, there is the section 1, which is the law of priority, then the law of pursuit, the law of partnership, and then the law of purity. Putting your marriage first above your job, above your children, above everything is the most important thing that God wants us to do. The law of priority is the very first, like the whole first thing is basically putting your spouse first. This is men to your wives and wives to your husbands. So the big idea behind this entire section is misplaced priorities are often the main culprit of failing marriages. God designed marriage to be the top priority in life after our relationship with Him. Any other arrangement leads to trouble, and I can definitely attest that it is kind of a problem. In review, we're going to be jumping to Genesis chapter 2, verse 24. You're free to follow along if you have a Bible at home. But it says, God commands a man to leave his parents in order to cleave to his wife in marriage. That simply means that the position of commitment and devotion that your parents once had are now replaced by your wife. So when you were living at home and the devotion and the respect and the admiration and the place they held, your parents held, is now replaced with your wife. So all that reverence and honor and love and respect is now to your wife, or for your wives, for your husband. Now, that doesn't mean that you give your parents less honor. It's just they are kind of just rearranged in kind of your generic top 10 priority list. The reason so many marriages end in divorce is because of misplaced priorities. When other areas of life are placed before marriage, a spouse is bound to become jealous. Now, with that, there is jealousy that is okay. There is something called legitimate jealousy. That is when you see someone trying to step in and steal your spouse away from you. Yes, you're allowed to get jealous. Effectively home wrecking, if we're gonna not call it, we'll call it for exactly what it is. What role does legitimate jealousy play in protecting the priority of your marriage? How can priorities be protected during different seasons of life, such as having a new baby, raising kids, losing a job? That brings up a really good point, is for the law of priority. And it's like the core thing is put your spouse first. So it goes God, your spouse, your children, your job. That's the whole shebang. I was placing YouTube above my family. Now, I said it in my head that I was doing this for my family. I'm working for my family. You don't understand. This is for you guys. I was idolizing YouTube. I was idolizing my viewership. I was idolizing my view counts. I was idolizing everything about YouTube and truly putting it above my wife. When you start gaining success, your eyes kind of magically light up when you start seeing dollar signs for the first time and things open up for you and you get to travel around, you get to do these crazy exciting things that you never thought would be possible in your life. And it is cool, it's very exciting. What I'm trying to break away from this is put each other first before everything. Now, how does that look in practical terms? That comes down to you're willing to give everything to your job. You're willing to sit there and sacrifice and toil and grind out for hours. But then when we drive home, that's when you choose to want to be lazy and not help your spouse with the kids, not help your spouse with the chores, not help your spouse with cooking, not help your spouse with cleaning up, not helping your spouse with so on and so forth. Now, there are some spouses out there, y'all work, y'all jive as a team. I'm not talking to y'all in this particular law. Keep doing what you're doing. All in all, I'm not here to preach at anybody either. I am here to share what I have learned in the 6 months of classes that I've taken, and I'm trying to boil it down to like cliff notes. The best thing I can tell you guys to do is honestly, just go buy the book. So while the fire's dying down, sun's going down, while I'm getting ready to go out and film the sunset to be all cool and awesome for y'all. Someone was asking me if I had any music on that I listened to kind of get pumped for the gym, since a lot of you guys know that I've been going back to the gym, getting myself healthier, and I do. Down in the video description, I'll have my Spotify playlist. It is going to be Christian 100,000%. But if you want the Holy Ghost giving you the pumps, I got you. There are deer everywhere. As I was walking through the woods getting back to camp, they were literally stomping around everywhere. I was like, oh my gosh. So yeah, I was like, I picked a heck of a week not to go hunting. All right. Let's see how that fire, oh yeah, fire's just smoldering. We can't rekindle this bad boy. Honestly, if you want to be super lazy, Pacabellas is the way to go. Just imagining boiling a soup or slow cooking a raccoon in the coals. I am so excited to be back out here, guys. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. It's just, I can hear the animals, the fire, and that's it. I was like, there's no city, there's no lights, there's no screaming, there's no traffic, there's no like tweakers yelling and screaming down a plaza. It's just a break away from everything. I'm gonna jump into the word, and I think I'm gonna head off to sleep because I'm gonna be waking up super, super early in the morning, like way before the sun comes up. See you tomorrow. Okay, so for those of y'all who stuck around, that's normally how I did my videos. But I told you, I'm breaking the mold, kind of showing you guys how everything is done. So now that, you know, the quote unquote filming is over, got to charge everything up.